Save Rock and Roll features guest vocals from Foxes, Big Sean, Courtney Love, and Elton John. Can you talk about how those collaborations came to be?
Yeah, each of the collaborations kind of happened in their own way. We had been talking to Sean for a while. That was you were talking to Big Sean for a while. That was like kind of one of the first people that I think we reached out to.
Yeah, and I feel like Sean is like one of those people where his voice is so specific, and his the rhyming patterns they use are so specific. I was like, oh, if we get a song ever that would make sense for it. And then when we wrote How the Mighty Fall, that made sense.
Yeah. So and he was really
And I
fun.
was hoping he was gonna do the Fall Out Boy so bad.
Yeah. So and he was just awesome. Courtney was we know Courtney a little bit through management and through just she's been supportive of us in the past, and she's also like, it's funny because she's kind of concurrently two people. She's this wild, rock star, and then she's amazingly sentient and amazingly aware of what's happening, and has a really great insight on things. And so there was something that was like so perfect about that.
Yeah, like whip smart.
Yeah,
and then like so organized in the most disorganized way. Like it was just like, how does this thing keep going? But it was awesome.
The thing about working with Courtney was I genuinely can't tell where her lyrics end and ours start, because she locked in with what we were doing so well that it just worked. Yeah. She even touched on some of the same exact words that we had without some of the same exact metaphors and concepts without us ever mentioning them to her. And then the other Foxes.
Like heard her at like a New Year's party.
Who?
Foxes, like just coming over the speakers, and I was like, the movie, like Stop the Party, like, who is this girl?
She's got an amazing voice, and she's just ridiculously talented. And we had talked about a proper duet. We'd never really done a duet on the record, on any of our records, and so that was something that we thought would be really exciting, and we really wanted to find somebody to counterpoint, I guess, my voice and the music that we were making, and she was just perfect. I mean, it was one of those, actually, honestly, because I liked her stuff, but you were kind of like her first champion. And when I heard her back in the speakers the first time, I was like, well, that's it, obviously. And then Elton. Elton John's amazing. And somehow it got back to us that he's a fan, or listens to our stuff, and which was a really crazy thing. But I read that he doesn't take kindly to false modesty, and I guess he slapped the Lumineers for being like, he's like, oh, I love your music, and they're like, oh, no way, and he's like, yes, I do, I love your music, and so Elton John's a fan, so I don't want to get slapped, yeah, going in with him, I flew out to Atlanta, and he was just that was the last guest that we had worked with on the record, and he was so perfect, because again, he understood the entire idea and the entire record. I mean, he got every facet of it, where he saw the record cover, and he's like, because we had the artwork going, and he's like, that's the cover, that has to be the cover, and he's like, I love the title, the album title is perfect, and he's like, and everything, he was just kind of there supporting us, and so it was amazing, and then to hear his voice come back singing your lyrics was just ridiculous.
Yeah, that's such a good track.
Thank you.